Now's the time for a great deal on a new Honda. It's time to take an adventure with rugged capability and commanding style. Check out the Honda Ridgeline, Pilot, Passport, or CR-V. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 1.99% APR on a 2025 Ridgeline or a 3.99% APR on a 2025 Pilot, 2026 Passport, or 2025 CR-V.
See dealer for financing details.
At RX Bar, they believe in simple nutrition without the BS. That's why they said no to artificial ingredients and yes to deliver intentional, transparent nutrition. Try their original 12-gram protein bar, the nut butter and oat bar, or minis. RX Bar, the proud sponsor of No BS. Use code RXBAR on rxbar.com for 25% off. Subject to full terms and conditions and to change. Valid until September 30, 2025, and may not be combined with other offers. See rxbar.com for full details and limitations.
And here we are. It is the Nats Chat Podcast, your Nationals podcast for the 2021 season and beyond. We will be with you after every Nationals game this upcoming season, a ride that projects to be unlike any other, along with longtime Nationals insider Mark Zuckerman of MASNsports.com. I'm Al Galdi. I was with you for years on WTEM locally. I'm now the host of the Al Galdi podcast. We are two huge baseball fans. We are two supreme Nationals followers. And we are ready to buckle up, Mark, for what could be a very intriguing 2021 Nats season.
I am excited about this. First of all, the chance to work with you every day and share our baseball knowledge, which there are things we have in common and there's some things we don't have in common. And it's going to be fun, I think, to exchange those ideas. But I'm especially excited to be doing this right now because, as you hinted at, this is potentially going to be a really interesting season for the Nationals, who could be great, could be maybe not so great. One way or another, they're not going to be boring, given all the star power they have and what they're attempting to do at making another run at a World Series title. And beyond that, I think you and I both know, and the reason we really wanted to do this right now is we know that there are so many diehard Nats fans out there who desperately want to hear smart, intelligent, and fun talk about their team. And that's what we're here to do. You're going to get the surface level stuff from other places. We're going to dig deeper. We're going to go into everything. We're going to talk about fifth starter. We're going to talk about the back of the bullpen. We're going to talk about analytics, even at times, my favorite subject of Al's. And I really think, and I know for a fact, that many of you out there have been waiting for something like this. We're going to provide it for you every day after every game.
Absolutely. And we can't stress that enough. After every Nationals game, you will wake up the following morning to an installment of the Nats Chat podcast. Myself and Mark breaking down whatever happened in the game. There is no detail that is too small. There is no minutia that is too insignificant. We are here to unpack it all throughout this season. We will be riding with you throughout this year. So, think of us, we'll be like your Yan Gomes and your Kurt Suzuki, or, your Paul LaDuca and your Jesus Flores. I'm not sure which is more apt, but whatever the case may be, we are with you throughout the season talking Nats.
I hope we're more like Gomes and Suzuki circa 2019. And if any of you out there get the Jesus Flores, Paul LaDuca reference, then you know that this podcast is for you, because that's a reference to the 2008 Nationals, who were one of the worst teams, not just in franchise history, but maybe in baseball history. It was an awful team. That's the kind of stuff we want to be able to reference on this podcast. If you don't get it, it's okay. Hang with us. You'll learn. We're still there for you if you're more of a casual fan. But like you said, every single game, that includes the late night West Coast games out. You're staying up for those, right?
Absolutely. I'm with you. I'm with you full-fledged. No doubt about that. Mark has covered the team since it came to D.C. He has earned every notch on your belt that you can have. This is a guy who knows this team. He suffered through the 100-loss seasons to get to where the Nats have been here, where it's been nothing but good seasons, I guess with the exception of 2020, since 2012. I'm a lifelong resident of the D.C. area, and, having a baseball team in D.C. is not something I certainly take for granted. The Nats really have become one of the best franchises in baseball from a standpoint of winning and putting together playoff caliber rosters. Like we said, though, this is really, in a lot of ways, a crossroad season. So it's going to be so interesting to see what transpires. It's a team, I think most people have viewed it as a high variance team. Could be, say, a 90-win team. Could be, say, a 90-loss team. And, Mark, this is not the National League East of, say, 3-4 years ago. I know a nit to pick with some of the previous Nats postseason teams has been, well, they're good, but they fattened up on a lowly NL East. Lowly, the NL East is not these days.
No, it's not. all 5 teams, and I like this, all 5 teams are going into the season believing, at least in their own minds, that they can contend and maybe make the postseason. Now, there's different levels of that. Obviously, the Braves are in a different spot. I think the Mets and the Nats are in maybe that next tier, and the Phillies and then the Marlins might be a little bit lower. But they all believe they have a chance. And I don't think you can say that about any other division. Now, how's that going to work out? Is that going to help the Nats that they're playing a big game every night, or is this going to maybe hurt them that they can't feast on some of those competition? We're going to see them for the first time in 2 years, though, play outside the division. They have not traveled to the Central or the West at all since 2019. We're going to see that finally this year. There's a lot of ways this season can go. And we haven't even talked about COVID and the issues that that's going to present as well. But by the way, we're still playing during a pandemic, but it promises to be really exciting. We are excited to be there for you every step of the way. We want you to know that you can wake up every morning after a game, even if you didn't stay up for the whole thing, and come listen to us and we'll break it down for you.
No doubt about that. Does Juan Soto continue to be maybe the single best hitter in the sport? Does Trey Turner continue his track as one of the best offensive shortstops in the sport? How does Max Scherzer do in his contract season? How does Steven Strasburg do in terms of trying to bounce back from an injury-ravaged 2020? There are so many questions with this Nats team. It's going to be so interesting to follow. We are up and running in the month of March with multiple spring training episodes per week, and then it's off and running with the regular season. We are masterminded by our producer, Tim Shovers, and if you're a hardcore Nats fan, you know that name. So we have Nats Talk podcast history running through our veins here on the Nats Chat Show. So we're very excited for that. And if you have inquiries, if you have an interest in advertising and being a part and being a supporter of the Nats Chat podcast, contact him and get on board because the season is coming and we can't wait to get going.
Now's the time for a great deal on a new Honda. It's time to take an adventure with rugged capability and commanding style. Check out the Honda Ridgeline, Pilot, Passport, or CRV. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 1.99% APR on a 2025 Ridgeline or a 3.99% APR on a 2025 Pilot, 2026 Passport, or 2025 CRV.
See dealer for financing details.
Now's the time for a great deal on a new Honda. It's time to take an adventure with rugged capability and commanding style. Check out the Honda Ridgeline, Pilot, Passport, or CRV. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 1.99% APR on a 2025 Ridgeline or a 3.99% APR on a 2025 Pilot, 2026 Passport, or 2025 CRV.
See dealer for financing details.